sir will share his views on science against crime. The very first, before inviting Dr. Gautam for his expert talk, I would like to give a brief overview of the previous presentations of Udhbhavana coordinated by our team. The very first session was held on 16th July 2021 and it was deliberated by our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir Dr. Upinder Dhar. He deliberated his talk on the topic Human Brain, Myths and Realities. It was a very interesting and knowledgeable topic. The second Udhbhavana took place on 6th of August 2021 and it was taken up by Dr. K.N. Guru Prasad, Director SVIS SVVV. He gave his presentation on Understanding Evolution, the meeting ground between science and spirituality. It was also a very interesting and new topic for us. The third Udhbhavana session took place on 14th September 2021. It was the Hindi Divas. So Dr. Chanda Ben, the invited speaker, and Dr. Hari Singh Gaur from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Central University gave the presentation with Mr. Kunal Singh, a young story writer and editor. She gave his lecture on Hindi Divas also again with Mr. Kunal Singh. The fourth session of Udhbhavana took place on 8th of October 2021 and it was deliberated by Dr. Manvendra Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics. He gave his talk on particle accelerators in science and society. The fifth session of Udhbhavana took place on 8th of November 2021. It was taken up by Dr. Naren Chauhan from Sri Vaishnav Institute of Agriculture. He gave his presentation on Indian soils are deficient in phosphorus, rhizosphere. The sixth session was on 17th of December 2021, taken up by Dr. Saurabh Sharma, Associate Professor, SVIIT. He gave his presentation on Introduction of Soft Computing and Applications. The seventh session took place on 24th of January 2022 by Professor Navjyoti Subedar, Associate Professor, Sri Vaishnav Institute of Architecture. She deliberated on circular economy, a system-based approach towards sustainable environment. The eighth session was on 14th of Feb 2022, taken up by Dr. K. Vasant Gauri, Assistant Professor, Sri Vaishnav Institute of Humanities. She deliberated his talk on political empowerment of women in India, a study in Telangana state. The ninth session was on 16th of March, taken up by Dr. Naidu, Chief Librarian, SVVV. He deliberated his talk on institutional repositories. The 10th session was on 19th of April, but due to some visit in the university, it was postponed on 23rd of May. It was taken up by Dr. Rishi Dubey from Sri Vaishnav Institute of Commerce. He deliberated his talk on finance for non-finance academicians. Today is the last session of Udhbhavana on 30th of June. It is taken up by Dr. M.P. Gautam sir from Sri Vaishnav Institute of Forensic Science. So I would like to welcome our expert speaker today to give his presentation. Dr. M.P. Gautam is presently working as Professor of Forensic Science in Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He did his PhD from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur University, Sagar, the University of Sagar in 1974. Soon after the completion of his PhD, he started his career as an assistant professor in University of Sagar. Dr. Gautam joined State Forensic Science Lab in the year 1976 and held various prestigious positions like Joint Director and Director. He is the first and the founder director of State Forensic Science Laboratory, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Apart from this, Dr. Gautam has also established Forensic Science Department in Guru Ghasidas Central University, Bilaspur, and served as Professor of Forensic Science. He is a Fellow of Institution of Chemists, Kolkata, and member and Chartered Chemist of Royal Institute of Chemistry, London. He is He has chaired several scientific sessions at national and international conferences and seminars. Dr. Gautam has delivered lectures extensively in various policies academies, judicial training academies of High Court of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, as well as in various universities all over India. While serving 36 years in forensic science laboratories of MP and Chhattisgarh, he has been the chemical examiner to the government of Chhattisgarh and assistant chemical examiner to the government of Madhya Pradesh and submitted thousands of forensic reports to the honorable courts and also appeared as government scientific experts in many session trials. Dr. Gautam examined thousands of cases of different nature referred by Excise Department of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh state. For his perseverance and dedication, Dr. Gautam has been awarded with numerous awards like Union Home Minister's Award for Excellent Services in Forensic Chemical Sciences in 2004 by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and Director Excellence Award by the Ministry of Home Affairs in 2005, and moreover, Lifetime Achievement Award by the Indian Academy of Forensic Science, Kolkata in 2012. He is not only a renowned forensic scientist of the country, but he is a well-known academician. He has guided many MPhil students and 5 scholars for their PhD degree from the University of Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, and Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur. And at present, 3 PhD scholars are working under his guidance. He has published more than 100 research papers in the Journal of National and International Repute. He has also authored 2 books and has presented more than 50 research papers in various conferences. Also, he has 30 journal articles published in the reputed magazines and leading newspapers in his credit. So with this, I would like to invite Dr. Gautam to share his views on the topic Science Against Crime. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anjali.
Thank you, sir.
Before I should start my lecture, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Upender Dhar, and the coordinator of this Udhbhavana for giving me the chance to talk about the subject that is forensic science, the science which is always used for against the crime. So, first of all, I would like to say, actually, this science is not only meant for the police. It is the general impression that this science is only used by the police personnel. So I would like to explain some definitions. That is, the forensic science is always a diverse field built on principles of chemistry, biology, and physics, and incorporating countless other specialties. Today, the service offered under the guise of forensic science include specialties from virtually all aspects of modern science: medicine, engineering, mathematics, and technology. Forensic science, forensic science is the application of science to the law, and forensic science is an application of the science to those criminal as well as civil laws that are enforced by police agencies in a criminal justice system. Now, we see every science has their own principles, and forensic science also has some principle. Without following these principles, a forensic scientist cannot justify their examination. The laws and principles of all sciences from the basis of forensic science. In addition, it has developed its own principles. The first principle is law of individuality. Every object, natural or man-made, has an individuality which is not duplicated in any other object. It is unique. Neither the nature has duplicated itself nor man can do. So whenever we go for the examination, we always remember that there is a law of individuality. It could be kept in our mind. Now, The second one is principle of exchange. This is a very important principle, and it is also known as the basic principle of forensic science. It has been propounded by the Locard, and it is also known as the Locard principle of forensic science. And that is when two objects come into contact, there will be an exchange of material. Again, I would repeat it, whenever two objects come into contact, there will be an exchange of materials. This may involve transfer between two individuals, an individual and the crime scene, or between the crime scene and another location. So this is the very significant principle of the forensic science. There is another law, that is the law of progressive change. Every forensic science has to keep this thing in mind, that everything changes with the passage of time. Now, for the example, suppose a milk is recovered by the police. With this impression, he is selling the adulterated milk. When after 2 days or 3 days or immediately it goes to the laboratory, law of progressive change means if there is any kind of fermentation, it will become the curd, not it will remain the change. Suppose any material being sent for the examination, if it is containing some volatile material, after the passage of time, it will change, means the volatile material will go out. So there are so many examples where we should keep in mind that there is a progressive change in everything. Now, as far as the principle of the comparison is concerned in the forensic science, suppose any digital sample is to be compared for the examination. It is not necessary that the digital sample which is received by the police is the same from which the forensic scientist is comparing it. Suppose liquor examination. From the storage, somebody has taken out the liquor and it is being asked whether they have the same source or not. So it is necessary that we should compare the material of the with the like. Only the likes can be compared, means same batch and the same batch or same lot. So this is the very important factor for the comparison of the things. Now next, this is the principle of analysis. The analysis can be no better than the sample analysis. Means in forensic science, without examination, we cannot write anything. Suppose it is looking like a ganja, but without examination, a forensic scientist cannot write whether it is looking like ganja or not. So until it is not being examined, it has to be examined and then it is being reported. Now, next is the law of probability. It determines the change of occurrence of a particular way out of a number of ways in which the event can take place or fail to take place with equal facility. Now, these were some common principles which has to be kept in our mind while we are giving the report to the honorable court. And we were talking about the basic principle of forensic science. So now I'm sharing this thing. I have already told about the when two objects come into contact. Means it is simply a representative scene about the principle of forensic science. People think that they are committing crime, nobody is looking. But you just read the Locard principle of forensic science. Either in any kind, it can be located by someone or it can be reappeared with the use of any technique. So in this picture, one lady and one gentleman is hiding themselves behind the tree. But when they go up, you just see there's a lipstick on the spine in the in his face. Means they think that nobody has seen, but when two objects come into contact, there may be any kind of uh, transfer of the material. Now, this forensic science is against crime, and different varieties of the crimes are being faced by the forensic scientists. So we have decided this science has been uh, divided in different branches, and one branch is the forensic chemical sciences that includes chemistry, toxicology, narcotic drugs, and excise division. And then we see the forensic biological sciences, means biology, serology, biotechnology, and botany. Now, third one is the forensic physical sciences, physics, ballistics, explosive, question, document. But as far as the explosive is concerned, in some places I have seen during my service life, some laboratories are included explosive division in the chemistry side, and somewhere it is being included in the physics division. Now, a very interesting forensic psychology. It is now being popularized by like anything, and it includes the lie detection, brain fingerprinting, and criminal profiling. Forensic accounting, we can compare the voice of the person. We can detect, we can identify the voice of the speaker. Now, computer crime, the computer crimes is being also examined in this division. Now, there are some miscellaneous types of branches of the forensic science, that is wildlife forensics, forensic biometrics, voice identification, gas pattern, footprint, iris pattern, lip prints, and fingerprinting. So one by one, I will show you some interesting pictures of the narcotic drugs and other branches of the forensic science. So in chemistry division, in a forensic chemistry, we analyze the psychotropic substances, petroleum products, alcoholic beverages, and alcoholic beverages, not only alcoholic beverages, but non-alcoholic beverages also being examined by the forensic sciences. Now, analysis of the detective dive in rape cases, in the bribe cases, analysis of fire and arson, detection of adulterants in oils and fat, analysis of cases of betrayal age, and analysis of cement and building material. Now, we will start our actual forensic chemistry here. What kind of natural and synthetic narcotics are being examined in the forensic science. Now, first one is the opium and opiates, heroin, brown sugar, cannabis. That cannabis include ganja, bhang, charas, and hashish, and coca alkaloid, cocaine, and their derivatives. So you just see in the middle, you are having the picture of the ganja sample. But it is very surprisingly, whenever it is found in the powder form. When it is found in the powder form, we cannot legally, we will not be able to say that on the basis of this examination, it is ganja. Because the taxonomical features will be go off when it is being powdered. And legally, if we see the Narcotic Drug Act, there is especially definition has been given to the ganja, the gray-green leaves with along fruiting and sprouting top. So there is a legal definition, and we have to fulfill to prove in the honorable court. But when it can be proved that it is a cannabis drug, so it is being considered that she or he has committed the crime. These are the ganja secret. And in the first one is the palpable somniferum poppy, or it is not poppy, and how this opium is being extracted, I will show you in the next slide. This is the cultivation of the opium. Somebody might have seen because it is nearer to the Indore, in Mandsaur and Gazipur. The opium is being cultivated. So these are the opium poppies, and opium poppies, when cut is being done in the poppy, we get the milky juice, and that becomes during in the with the effect of the environment, we get this kind of semi-solid brownish material. That milky juice is being converted into the opium. Now, suppose a botanist or ordinary chemist has to be define this opium. He will simply say it is a brownish in color, it is having the specific smell, and it is containing some alkaloid. But whenever this material has to be produced before the report of this material in the honorable court, it should fulfill the required legal definition of the opium. And that is the legal definition of opium is, it is a coagulated juice of opium poppy mixed with impurities. It should contain more than 0.2% morphine along with fluorpyracin and meconic acid. So this is the basic difference between the chemical analysis and the forensic analysis of the this opium. If we have to justify our examination before the honorable court. Now these are the flowers of the opium poppy. These are the dried opium poppy. Why I am giving this picture to show you? Because it is being crushed. In the next slide, you will see it is being crushed and sold in the market. And you might, when I was in the Raipur, then I seen this case in the different types of bags. This postcard doda, it is also known as a chura, which was transported from MP to Chhattisgarh. Okay, it is also having the traces of the opium alkaloids, and it is ordinarily used in making the tea, etc. Now, this is the heroin powder. When we discuss about the opium and heroin, so actually this is a product obtained from the morphine, and the morphine is obtained from the heroin. Morphine obtained from the opium. The basic constituents of the main constituents of the opium is the morphine, codeine, narcine, papaverine, and this heroin is prepared by the acetylation of the morphine into the diacetyl morphine, and diacetyl morphine is known as the heroin. But it is a very costly material. So in our country, its adulterated form is obtained in the form of the smack and in the form of the brown sugar. And this is you see the figure of the brown sugar. Brown sugar, why it is known as brown sugar? It is the active component of this is the diacetyl morphine. But which is costly, so the maltose, fructose, etc., carbohydrates are being mixed, and to befool the police or another agency, narcotic agencies, it is being colored with the yellow brownish color. Now there is another type of preparation of the this brown sugar. What happened in rural areas where Opium is being cultivated? They just take the kadhai, they put the opium and add some acetic anhydride and HCl, and they are boiling it. After some time, all kinds of the alkaloids is being converted into their acetate. This acetylation of these alkaloids is being done. It happened. So the coloring material, brownish color of the opium comes in this raw dust. Means the whole opium, which is being converted to acetylation, is being acetylized. The whole product is, as such is being sold in the this market. Now, this is a very interesting to see only. There is nothing technical, but you see from this opium poppy, the parrot, etc., birds are eating the opium and how they are behaving. It is simply a representative picture. Now, the next is the cannabis plant. Cannabis plant means the ganja, bhang, charas or hashish ka paudha. Means cannabis drugs are obtained from this plant. This is known. This is obtained from the cannabis sativa, and these are the pictures of the charas. It is containing the active component of the cannabis drug is THC9, tetrahydrocannabinol. It contains cannabinol and cannabidiol. It is sold in the black market in different forms and shape. These are the ganja seeds and cigarette. You just see the ganja sample has different shapes. And in market also, in black market, it is also known as the Bombaya ganja, Chapta ganja, Kashmiria ganja, and some other names have also been given. So there is nothing, it is being processed like this. Just like in our Khandwa, Nemar, there is a big, it is a big source of the cannabis sativa. So they are being crushed by the rural. It is known as the Chapta ganja. Somewhere they are making just like a palm tree, so that is Kashmiri ganja. And these are the seeds of cannabis. And these are the cigarette which is being sold in the market. This is the cocaine, and this cocaine is obtained from the plant Erythrocylum coca. It is a kind of stimulant. If we go to the drugs, definition of drug, so the drug can be a very important to save his life to someone, and to someone it is the way to kill his life. So drug can be a poison also, and drugs can be divided into 4 types. That one is the stimulant, the drug which is stimulating your CNS system is known as the cocaine. This stimulant, and the best example of the cocaine is to the stimulant. And as far as the hallucinogens is concerned, these are drugs. The drugs are included in this branch. In this division: cannabis plant, LSD, and Mandrix. Mandrix is a very popular. It was a very popular when I was in the service. I examined so many cases of locally prepared from this Malwa region, the Mandrix, and you will see the interesting thing that it is a Mandrix is nothing. Mandrix is a combination of methacromolol and diphenhydramine. Diphenhydramine you can just see the label of any cough syrup. You will get the diphenhydramine. So the illegally, for the sake of medicine preparation, diphenhydramine is being received by someone, and they are mixing with the this another chemical, and it is being converted into Mandrix. And third one is the depressant. Depressant, a good example of depressant is alcohol. The ethyl alcohol, it is considered as a depressant. And next one is, yes, this slide. In forensic science, we undertake the examination of country-made liquor, foreign liquor, illicit liquor, and denatured and opiates and thinners. Similarly, the cases which are related to the excise, it is being examined in the toxicology division. And different types of drugs in the form of powder, pills, capsules, syringe base, and different types of drinking liquids which having the alcohol inside it, and they are related to illicit liquors. Illicit liquors means those who have not obtained the permission from the government, and they are preparing in the clean site laboratory. And foreign liquor is nothing, it is not being exported from the foreign countries. It is Indian made foreign liquor, IMFL liquor. And country made is a country split and nothing else. Deshi Sharab. As far as the split is concerned, it is sold in the market. It is Proof split, OP split, and UP split. And whenever in the warehouse this type of split is transported for the preparation of the country-made liquor, it contains about more than 51.7%, and then it is being diluted in the uh, warehouse. Similar the case with the methylated spirit, and there are so many cases reported that is methanol poisoning. Actually, what is the thing behind it? Alcohol for general use that has been made unfit for drinking by the addition of about 10% methanol and typically also some pyridine as a borate dye. Why it is being mixed? Because the alcohol is generally needed for the industry purpose. So in the industry, subsidy is being given to the this product, and it is being given sold under the cheapest rate. But the criminals used to take the advantage of this policy of the government, and they take this methylated spirit, and after the passing through the sand and coal, they are selling the hidden market, and that's why a sediments can be removed, but the soluble methanol cannot be removed. That's why such type of the things are happening. Now, another case is the bribery. You must have heard about in the paper the range haath rishwat lete hue pakde gaye. So you see, these are the palm where he has taken the note under the table. It is a representation that they can take on their table also. It is not necessary every time a bribe to be taken under the inside the table. This is being bought with the sodium hydroxide, sodium carbonate, the bottles, and the note. They are being caught by the police, and this is the procedure of the examination which is being performed by the forensic scientist. Now, another thing is the forensic biology. It is the examination of blood, examination of semen, and examination of blood contains the fresh and dried blood. Examination of biological food like saliva, sweat, etc. And the morphological examination of exhibits like hairs, wool, fiber. So in this biology division for the examination and the comparison is also being done. Now, for example, I will show you in not rape, but in the rape cases. We generally get the cloths or the chadar, etc. from the crime scene, and it is being examined. So this is this extracted material from the stain, and this is the spermatozoa, sperm. And there are different types of sperm where they are losing this tail, they are losing this head, some are very weak. It depends. The formation of this kind of spermatozoa is also effects on the fertility of the human being. These are the this is the figure of the seminal stain. Now, similar the case with the hair examination. Human has this type of morphological features. Dog has this type. Deer has this type. Horse has this type. Cat has this type, and rabbit has this type. So whenever we get any kind of hair exhibit, we can go. But as far as the medulla pattern is concerned, after the microscopic examination, we get that you just see the difference. Human haired hair, this dog hair, deer, cat, mouse, etc. They have their own pattern. So after the comparison, but I will tell you, just you see why I have shown you the slide for this comparison, this principle of forensic science. If you have to examine and compare the hair So it is mandatory. Only one hair cannot be compared with the another. At least there should be more than 15 hairs. It is required. Then they, if it is being male, then only you can say this hair belongs to the same category which standard examiner has taken out. Similar the case, if your hair has pulled, you will get another sticker. If it is cut with the blade, you will get another. If it is even charred, then we will get the another kind of. And you, everybody knows that the significance of DNA in the forensic science, and DNA has become more and more applicable day by day. It is very surprising that even the material has been degraded. It has been powdered. If there is a no quantity, only traces you have, even the DNA can give their result and the species can be identified. So it is a very good achievement to the forensic biotechnological studies. Now, mass disasters. It is a very sad thing that thousands of people die and they losses uh, when they claim something, we have to see something, who has died, who is alive. So there are legal reasons to identify the death. Families of the deceased need to be confident that the remains of this particular man, of their loved ones, have been correctly identified. It is the only DNA who can help in this matter. In the case of sudden, unexpected, or accidental death, to establish the who, how, where the person died, DNA can help. Civil courts action and the litigation relating to issues of the liability and the fraternity, it is well known. Now, we come to the forensic botany, the significance of pollen grains and the utility of the diatoms, the drowning to decide the site, etc. And the material which is being mixed in the prasad and laddu for kidnapping are in the trains also. This department, this forensic botanical institute can help us. Similar the case, this diatom, the main goal of the diatom found inside the body of drowned victim may serve as corroborative or even conclusive. It may be a corroborative evidence or even conclusive evidence to support the diagnosis of death. It can be ascertained whether the drowning is antemortem. You see the fun of this diatom role. It can prove that the death is drowning is antemortem or postmortem. Laboratory tests may reveal the presence of diatom in the body. Site of the drowning can be determined. Now you see the example, body found at site A, check. Antemortem drowning, check. What is now? It is the person drowned in the same water or not. These are the questions being raised. And this is the diatom analysis that can individualize the drowning. And these are some figures I have collected from the literature. These are the diatoms we examine in the laboratory. Now, very interesting in dendrochronology. It comes in the wildlife forensics. Suppose one truck has been taken out a timber, emerti lakdi from one place to one jungle to another city, and it is being caught by the police. Then how can you say that it is a part of this material? So a way of calculating dates and the age of objects by counting the rings that appears inside the tree trunk. Forensic applications concern the dating of wooden objects and matching objects with the crime scene using the wood's morphological features. And this helps to relate legal trading of wood with the source plant. Now you just see the another part of the wildlife science. In case of poaching and illegal trading, various kinds of material are examined for the identification of species and origin of the animals. Analysis of the reptiles and animal skin ये जो लेडीज बैग लिए घूमती हैं या जो रेप्टाइल्स के चमड़े सांप के कपड़े बनते हैं जो फैशन में देखते हैं, इन सब का एग्जामिनेशन फॉरेंसिक एनालिसिस में संभव है। एनालिसिस ऑफ द आइवोरी, altered bone, teeth, and fur of the wild animals, analysis of musk and bear wild, nails and claws of the animal can be examined in this wildlife forensics. Now you just to see another some figure you may see. The wildlife forensics can be broadly defined as the application of the science to legal concern involving biological sources. More specifically, forensic science in these type of investigation can be used to track and identify criminals by the use of evidentiary analysis, whether it be DNA, whether it trace evidence analysis such as hair or feather, animal track, and classification animal product can be done in this thing. Now you see these are the I remember to see this picture. Then before some time, it was a rumor or maybe fact that Tandua has come in the SBB. वहां पर उसके पंजे के निशान देखे गए. Then I remembered the role of wildlife forensics. These are the different types of the feather and the prints from the library. We can get it compared to confirm the presence or absence of the janwar. Now, forensic physical science. It is also a very significant branch of the forensic science. Examination of tool mark, telegraph wire, soil. Soil plays a very important role to confirm the presence or absence of the criminals from one place to that place. Dust, dirt, debris, glass, rocks, etc. A restoration of erased mark, numbers on stolen articles like vehicle. If some truck has been taken out by someone and it is found in the Tamil Nadu, then on the basis of the restoration of erased mark, stolen article can be identified. Similar the case with the fake and genuine label, lottery tickets, etc. And the company labels we can examine in this department, the division of the firm. To establish the source of any evidence article as a part of original source material is also being established. Similar in the case of the hit and run cases. Examination paint chips recovered from the scene can be examined. Similar the case, analysis of electrical devices, wires, insulators in cases of fire and arson. Now, for the comparison of the soil, we have the density gradient method, and the soil can be compared in a very simple way using the capillary tubes and with the common this solvent. Now, forensic ballistic, this deals with the examination of all kinds of types of firearms and ammunition, and can they connect bullets and spent cartridges cases with a particular firearm to the exclusion of all others. Determine the serviceability of firearms and ammunition. Suppose a murder has been how we are getting a pistol after examination it is being found that it is not serviceable. It can't be fired. So this kind of fraudulent is also being confirmed. Whether the seized fire comes under the purview of the arms act, ये भी देखना है, नकली तो नहीं. Determine the time, range, and angle of the firing, and these are the figure when any bullet is being recovered from the crime scene. So in the laboratory itself, we make the standard fire for the comparison, and these marks are being compared in the comparison microscope, and this type of photograph are being produced before the honorable court during the trials. These are the same thing. And as a post-blast explosive, there are different types of the explosive, high explosive, low explosive, organic, inorganic. These are the different types. And this is the one type, one kind of gunpowder found at the where the crime has been committed. This is the RDS powder, which is very powerful. It comes under the military explosive. Just like a sabudana, you see the ammonium nitrate. It is looking like a sabudana. One can be now this is the dynamite, the TNT. Now it is very interesting and very easy to prepare this petrol bomb. Take a bottle, fill a petrol, and in this place, in the upper side, you take the ampule containing sulfuric acid. Just you sit down on the motorcycle or coming and going running near the farm or any uh, place, field where some material is there, you just throw it, will break. When it will come into contact with the petrol, there will be fire. So this is being done by the low level terrorists. Now, this is the light detection technique. So different types of parameters are being collected by using this type of sitting as we are sit for the ECG. I personally attended the CBI laboratory and I just it is a brain fingerprint. No? Now, in the last, I would like to say now I have told very significance of the role of forensic science.
Sir, you have been, Gautam sir, you are muted, sir. Gautam sir. Hello, Gautam sir. Sir. Sir, we cannot hear you. Gautam sir.
गौतम सर अनम्यूट करिए अनम्यूट अनम्यूट कहाँ सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है
सर अभी भी नहीं आ रही है
एक बार नहीं मोबाइल से डायरेक्ट
हाँ दे दो, हमें दे दो। अभी आई आवाज शुक्ला साहब?
Yes, yes, sir.
अब आई?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, ये कितनी देर पहले से बंद हो गया था ये? अब आपकी आवाज नहीं आई, आप म्यूट हैं शुक्ला साहब।
Last slide, sir.
अच्छा, last slide. So now you just considered it the last slide. I am again thankful to Dr. Asutosh Shukla. So now this is the end of my talk.
Okay. Shukla, sir, please give the word of thanks. If there are any questions from the audience.
Yes, most welcome.
Sir, I just had one question.
Okay.
In spite of all these advances, some of the cases remain unsolved by forensic science.
So there are different types of problems are there. Just in the last,
Like, for example, the case of Talwars,
pardon, sir?
the Talwars case, which remains a mystery.
Yes, I will tell you. It is not necessary. This approach can be 100% solve the question. Suppose I will give you the example related to our subject. Okay. Somebody has taken the poisonous seed they have inhaled. And after 2 days, the vomiting material being taken or stomach wash is being taken, nothing will be there. However, the stomach wash will be sent to the laboratory. Now, previously there was the approach up to the only color test, phytochemical examination, and the taxonomy of that degraded fragmented material. It can't be done. It cannot be solved. Our page will be unsolved because we will lost the taxonomical features of that material. So there are some technical limitations. And in the last slide I was talking, it is having a very good technology, DNA, biotechnology, botany, so many things. But unless it is not being collected properly, the physical evidence not being collected from the crime scene, a forensic science cannot do anything. So your question is very relevant. There are some limitations. However, efforts are being made step by step, and a step has been taken for the improvement. Suppose I will take the example of the mass spectrophotometry. It was limited to up to the laboratory only for the identification of phytoconstant or some other constant. But even in you see then the this hidden explosive before 10 meters or 25 meters, only with this box, and that is known as the dart MS, that can solve the thing. Even the traces we are having, the data, without analyzing, without doing anything, any test, in the airport, in the terroristic field where the terrorism is there, so anti-preventive steps have also been taken out. Now the efforts are being taken, but still there are some cases either deliberately the physical evidence have been removed, or naturally they have been lost, because there is a principle of forensic, everything has to be progressive change. There may also be some point.
You were talking about the narcotic drugs. They are still mostly plant-based drugs, right?
Pardon, sir?
For the narcotic drugs, are they still plant-based drugs only, or there are some synthetic ones now?
No. Not only I have mentioned, because it was the 60 slide, so the synthetic narcotic material, psychotropic, I have not concluded. It was going to 90 slides. Suppose tranquilizers, barbiturates, opium, opiates, opioids, cannabinoids. There are so many synthetic narcotic drugs have come in the market, just like LSD, this, I gave you one example of mandrake. So there are synthetic and yes, there are some anabolic steroid also. They are being used in rape party, GHB. So there are so many things.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay. So you have started in a very nice way, sir. And this well, Dr. Shukla told me, Dr. Guru have started, and now you have to finish it. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Dhar Sahab, Bro Dhar Sahab.
जी सर,
हाँ,
काफी इंफॉर्मेटिव रहा हमारे लिए, काफी इंसाइट्स दे दिए,
आपकी
काफी इंसाइट्स
एग्रीकल्चर
आपने
की,
दे दिए।
आपकी एग्रीकल्चर से जुड़ा हुआ काफी
जी
मटेरियल
जी
था।
जी हाँ, जरूर जरूर,
चलो बहुत अच्छा लगा।
काफी इंसाइट्स मिले हमको। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओके, थैंक यू।
कैनबिस ओपियम एग्रीकल्चर वाले ग्रो करते हैं।
मैंने कहा था जब उस दिन आप वो था ना सारी मीटिंग अपनी,
हाँ।
तो मैंने तो कहा था कि थोड़ा सा खुशबू वाले पौधे लगाइए, उसमें अपन नार्कोटिक्स फंसा देंगे।
ठीक ठीक। लेकिन ऐसे कमर्शियली तो बैन है।
हाँ, सही बात।
तो हाँ बिल्कुल,
नहीं, उसके लिए लाइसेंस चाहिए सर।
जी जी।
एक दिन बीसी साहब से मेरी बात हुई थी, प्रैक्टिकल की बात शुरू हुई, तो वो कह रहे थे कि भाई अपन को नार्कोटिक चीज तो रख नहीं सकते। मैंने कहा नहीं सर, मैं सब साइमुलेटेड सैंपल बनाऊंगा, जैसे लिकर बनाना है तो रेक्टिफाइड इसको पानी मिला के उसमें पीला रंग डाल दो, इट विल लुक लाइक ए लिकर, बट द it will not be in the category of fire, but it is simulated. Our purpose will solve how to examine the ethyl alcohol in the.
There will be some regulated growth of these, no, for
Pardon,
making
sir?
drugs and all. I mean, there is a regulated cultivation of these because for making drugs like morphine.
हाँ, regulation तो है, regulations तो है।
regulated.
लेकिन commercial you cannot cultivate it.
Commercially it is not cultivated but regulated.
regulated तो है।
ये इसमें खंडवा रीजन में सर गांजा बहुत होता है,
हाँ,
और कई लोग जो पीने वाले गांव के लोग हैं वो खेत के बीच में लगा देते हैं गांजे के थोड़े थोड़े पौधे, क्योंकि गेंदा का जो फूल होता है ना सर, गेंदा के फूल की पत्ती और कैनबिस की पत्ती एक समान होती है, तो वो कोई पकड़ नहीं पाता उनको, बाद में जब स्मेल आती है तब पकड़े जाते हैं। ऐसे ही एक मुझे याद है सर, मैं जब लेबोरेटरी में था तो जब एक पार्टी की सरकार चली गई तो दूसरे की पार्टी जब आई तो उन्होंने एक मंत्री को ग्वालियर से फंसाया और उन्होंने हमें जो गार्डन पॉपी होता है ना सर उसके पौधे पहुंचा दिए। बताइए अफीम की खेती कर रहे हैं, तो स्पीशीज आइडेंटिफिकेशन मुझे करना पड़ा था।
Okay, sir, over to you.
ओके, शुक्ला साहब। अंजलि तुम्हारा माइक तुम मूट है तुम्हारा। ओके,
I would like to invite Dr. Shukla for giving the words of thanks.
सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है शुक्ला सर।
क्या बात है सर, फॉरेंसिक वालों की आवाज बंद कर दी, कभी मेरी तो कभी शुक्ला साहब।
अगर लैपटॉप से हैं तो आप हेडफोन्स हटा दीजिए सर, शुक्ला सर।
कौन दबा सकता है सर?
हाँ शर्मा साहब, उत्तम शर्मा साहब।
हाँ, yes sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Good noon to all dignitaries present over here. As we know, today is the concluding session of Udhbhavana for this academic year. I myself and team Udhbhavana tender wholeheartedly gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir for his continuous guidance, motivation, and to his gracious presence in all sessions of Udhbhavana. Apart from his busy schedule, today also he was very busy, but he has joined us for some time. Thanks a lot, sir. The presence of Rector Madam in the sessions or in the previous sessions, all deans, HOIs, coordinators, HODs, their presence has also encouraged in my view. After every deliberation, the question answer session and discussions has definitely opened new vistas in the field of research. I am also very highly thankful to all the attendees from different departments or from my department who has joined the sessions. My thanks to them also, as their presence has motivated us. Last but not least, I salute to team members of Udhbhavana, Professor Anjali Gupta and Priya Asalmol Madam, and that too CHM cell members, all CHM cell members, they have put restless efforts around the year for this event. In Hindi में एक कहावत होती है, there is a saying in Hindi, सूरज को दीपक दिखाना. It is very true for our beloved Gautam sir. Sir के बारे में मैं क्या बोलूं, but as a customary I have to say something. So I pay my respect or regards to sir, to Gautam sir, for today's very wonderful and very informative session. Thanks again from my side, with best wishes to new Udhbhavana team for next academic session. Thanks to all again.
Thank you all for attending the session.